Hey Eurovision fans, it's Tom Kunti from China back for another Eurovision reaction video. Tonight I'll be reacting to Breathe by Vladana. She's representing Montenegro in Eurovision 2022 and listen, react and see how I think this could do in Turin. So let's kiki. As always, you can use the progress bar if you want to skip straight to my reaction, but it's usually after around 3 minutes. You may have noticed I got my hair cut. I did not want it this short. This is too short. Don't worry, it'll grow out eventually. My hair grows pretty quickly. So first of all, I'm going to do an intro to Montenegro and then we'll talk about the song and then we'll go into the reaction. So Montenegro have got the second worst qualification rate in the whole competition, 20%. They've only qualified twice out of 11 times. They don't seem to have found their niche in the way that other small countries have, like when we think of Iceland, they've got Song Knepning. Cyprus has got this internal selection bop thing going on. San Marino's got whatever crazy stuff they like to do. Montenegro haven't really found their place yet. And so this year they've gone for an internal selection. I think it's a good idea. Maybe this is what they need to do. They had their national final last time. They chose D-Moll. That song was absolutely god-awful. It didn't come last though. Ireland was below it in its semi. I just think with small countries, national finals can be really risky because obviously your pool of artists and more importantly songwriters is much smaller. So I think sometimes if you're a small country, you do need to kind of think outside the box and, well, think outside the box, do an internal selection. So that's what they've done. They've chosen Vladana. All I know about Vladana is she had entered the national selection for Serbia and Montenegro before, but she was unsuccessful. The song's written by her and Darko Dimitrov. Darko Dimitrov is quite a famous music producer from the Balkans. This is Darko's 12th song. I've just looked at his Wikipedia. This is the 12th song where he's had in Eurovision. 6 for North Macedonia, 3 for Serbia, 2 for Albania, 1 for Montenegro. He's almost built the connection. He just needs to represent Slovenia and Croatia to build up the full set. I would love them to have a breakthrough. I'd love them to kind of like start finding what is their place in Eurovision and how can they be successful, because you know they took the year off. I think that was sensible to kind of like get together what they need to do, and I like that they've taken the year off and come back with something different. I haven't just come back with like the same national final. I guess we'll see whether taking that year off was worth it when we see whether how good the song is. I don't know what to expect. Like honestly, I don't expect a good song from Montenegro. If I do get it, I feel like it's a bonus. Okay, so this is Vladana Breathe. One and I'm say bang. Okay, I really would like Montenegro to have a good song. And we're getting a music video as well. Oh, pretty visuals at the start. Ooh, that's a nice soft starting. Ooh. She looks like she's in a polar bear zoo, but I like it. Okay, we're going very ballady. Does have a slight Balkan feel to it, which is nice. Okay, it's a nice start so far. It sounds like a pretty standard Balkan opening, so it's going to come a lot down to the chorus. I like this outfit that she's wearing with the quite sharp triangle earrings and the headdress she was wearing. Okay, very understated first chorus. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Ooh, that was a nice intro. Gosh, there's some slightly Middle Eastern elements in there. Okay, this is easily Montenegro's best song in a long time already, just from that pop-top introduction. That sounds well produced. That's Darko's production. The music video is very dramatic as well. Yeah, it's really got that nice Balkan ballad feel, that strong identity. She's building up the intensity and the drama. It's definitely going places and it's definitely evolving as the song goes on. All in English as well. I'm pretty sure it's been all in English so far. Okay, I do feel like she needs to have quite a dramatic ending now. Not that the song is flagging, but It's definitely pretty. It's nice. I like it so far. It's lacking a couple of wow moments. Okay. Yeah. I'm positive towards it. I think, what was the main thing I was thinking when I was watching that? I was thinking, this is nice and pleasant, but I don't know if it's got enough oomph in it. And it felt like slightly it felt a little bit like a restrained Balkan ballad. I have to admit, I was more just kind of like, had a slight sense of worry in me, which is probably why I wasn't speaking too much, because I actually feel like what they put forward is very pretty, and they've got a nice music video. They've got lots of actually really cool visuals in that music video. I loved her outfit. It's not a polar bear park, but it looks like the polar bear park that we have in Dublin Zoo. I liked the Balkan instruments that came on. They were maybe just a little bit too quieter in the background. I wish they were a little bit more prominent. But yeah, I was more just, I kind of had this like slight sinking feeling, because like, this is actually way better for Montenegro. But then also it's like, but is it enough for them to qualify? Because, and I'm getting way ahead of myself, but I would hate for them to make a positive step that this is really definitely a positive step for me in what Montenegro are sending, but then for it not to have a fruition of qualification. So I think that was like that kind of like wrenching feeling I was having during it, but maybe it was just too premature. I think I was having that feeling because like, this is definitely the right step, but maybe not enough. And it is quite a like semi-standard Balkan ballad. I don't think there's anything wrong with sending a really beautiful Balkan ballad. I think a lot of people will really like that. It's slightly different as well that it is in English. I don't think we've ever had a Balkan ballad before that is outside of the respective former Yugoslav language. Look, I liked it. I was slightly worried at the start. It was very slow. I was like, oh gosh, is this going to be able to hold people's attention? But they brought the beat just in time, and then it had that nice element which had these with these more Turkic sounding elements, or maybe a little bit more Middle Eastern, which I really loved. I'm going to go in for a second listen, but I'm going to really focus on the second listen. I'm going to pump up the volume as well, because there were probably some quiet elements that I missed. This is my second listen, one on my Bang. Okay, I'm on full volume now. Ear-shattering volume. Very pretty beginning with the piano. Okay, it's an atmospheric starting. It's giving me slight reminiscent of Proud, which I'm pretty sure was Darko as well, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Proud, was him. Does feel like Proud's sister. It's very elegant. I really love when that beat drops. Those instruments in the background are gorgeous. This is my take. Now, definitely the second listen, I could hear a lot of the instrumental elements a little bit clearer. I don't know if it massively changes. I actually think I kind of, my first listen was the correct summation, which is, this is definitely improving from Montenegro. Absolutely and utterly. I think that this, if they don't take anything from this year, it should be that this is the right way to go. This sounds way more modern, and it sounds like a proper song. It doesn't sound silly. D-moll was silly. This sounds like a good attempt. It's got a shot. It's got something to it. It feels like it has a bit of cultural identity as well. It feels like a good attempt at the competition. It feels like I don't mean that sound negative. It sounds like a competitive attempt. It's an entry to be proud of. With expectations for me being as low as they are for Montenegro, this is much better than my expectations. Let's see where it is in terms of the semi-finals. I do wish those instruments that were introduced at the start of the second verse were just more. I absolutely not really love that short melody with that Balkan guitar or something. I said previously it was like something Turkic, but it's really pretty instrument, and it sounds quite ethnic to my ear. Montenegro are in the second half of the second semi-final. I don't think we really have a semi-final yet, which is looking much more difficult. They seem relatively even to me so far. Obviously, we're still waiting on several songs, but I think we do have a more evenly dispersed semi-finals this year. Yeah, second half of the second semi-final. It's probably the only song of its genre in the second semi-final we have. We've got Belgium. I think Jeremy's going to bring something upbeat. We don't know yet. We're Domi's obviously upbeat. Stefan as a country song. Brooks upbeat. Andrea is maybe in the same vein, but it's more of a standard ballad with like kind of less of a cultural identity. It doesn't feel tied down to a region, whereas this has got more of a cultural identity, so it's going to be a tiny bit different from that. Obviously, it needs to be spaced apart from Andrea. And then Aquaman as well has got the kind of beat in it, which does differentiate it. So right now it is kind of standing out for being the only slower song. Plus it's in the second half. You know that the second half has better qualification odds than the first half by around, there's usually one extra person on average. They've got North Macedonia and Serbia, so that's guaranteed points to start them off with. So yeah, I think this has got a decent shot. I do unfortunately feel that it does come a little bit down to what else is in the semi. I feel this is the type of song where it's going to cruise by if other songs are bad, because it's lovely and it's sweet. It's not offensive in any capacity. It's very solid. And I don't mean that in a negative way at all. But if there's stuff that's flashier or different or more eye-grabbing, that's probably going to jump ahead. This should do very well with the jury, actually, because it's very reputable. But in terms of a televote, obviously those two countries are going to give it 12. But other than that, I think they're really going to need to do something very gorgeous with the staging. A little bit more memorable than the music video. The music video had some good ideas. This kind of like flaking skin coming off, and her costuming was very dramatic. But the stuff with a lot like ballet and stuff that happened when they're kids maybe is a little bit done already. So possibly a more evocative or interesting staging concept could really help with the televote in terms of this. And then I think that Montenegro might have a shot to qualify. I would really like Montenegro to qualify. I don't like to see anyone with a qualification record of 20%. That's really low. I have to admit, I do think that's justified. I don't think that they've been hard done by. I think this gives them a good shot. I would be kind of disappointed if they took a year off, came back with something quite solid like this and didn't qualify. I would be really disappointed for them. So I do hope that they are able to really elevate their staging and really come competitively with some well thought out ideas, and not just hope to sail in because other people make mistakes, but kind of like more just take a place. I do think they're likely to take the 8th to 10th spot of qualifying. I don't think this is going to be a high qualifier, but I really enjoy this. I'm very much seeing myself downloading it. I don't think it's a song I'm going to search out on my playlist, but it's the type of song it'll come after other songs that I maybe prefer a little bit more, and I won't skip it, which sounds negative, but it's not. I do like those kind of like more complimentary songs, or if I didn't like a song I wouldn't download it, full stop. Let's see if their odds have changed at all. No, she's still sitting at 20th spot. Let's have a look at the Eurovision scoreboard and see how the Eurovision fans have reacted to this release. Okay, so it's coming at 13th. Okay, that's not bad. I think that's a pretty warm reaction from the Eurovision community, above Ireland and Germany and Malta. Yeah, it's got a few countries, especially from that second semi-final, below it. So if we look at the countries that are currently in semi-final 2 already, it's currently above 5 songs which are in its semi and below 4 of them. So that's actually pretty good going so far. Keep in mind there's 18 songs in semi-final number 2. So yeah, if it can sit in that 8th, 9th, 10th spot with some gorgeous staging, I would love this to get there. Really would love it. I'd love to see Montenegro have a really strong comeback, and I think it would solidify their place in the competition, as in it would make them want to come back for more and say, okay, we can have success, because there's only so much times you can get kicked on the ground that you like say, okay, we've had enough, we're actually going to leave at this point. So I don't want their qualification record to get so low. Really wishing Vladana and Montenegro well, and that they can qualify this year. Okay, so that's what I think about Vladana's song Breathe. Please let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in another Eurovision reaction video very soon. Goodbye.